Hello and welcome back to another episode of Into the 99, where we've got 99 cards because Commander's number one. I am one of your hosts, Daniel. I am joined today with both Slothy and Brian. Slothy, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing pretty well, thanks. How about yourself?
I'm doing really good. We both were celebrating all weekend, so it was kind of nice. We're recording a little earlier than normal, getting ready for Brian. That was a call out. You laugh. We're getting ready to have release of the set tomorrow, so going over the rest of them. Lots of really, really exciting stuff in here. Brian, how are you doing?
Oh, great. Even better that I found out that your birthday was yesterday and I missed it.
Yeah. Brian missed both of the co-host birthdays. Both of them.
I, being the best man, know nothing.
Right? It hurts. It hurts deep.
I'm Jon Snow when it comes to dates. I know nothing.
There you go.
I can tell you when the World War II started, though. Yeah, I know that date.
You got history facts on lock?
Yeah.
When did they change this rule in D&D? Well, actually, in the 5th edition of D&D on March to... Yeah.
As long as it has some sort of historical purpose, I know.
Yeah. We ended with Inga and Asika last week, I believe, because I think that's such a silly looking card with the cats.
I love it.
It's great. Let's jump right back into it. We've got as everyone knows, there's lots of cards coming out, tons of Commander spoilers. So we'll jump right back in with Interdisciplinary Mascot. It's 6 double blue. Convoke 5/5 with Ward 3. And every time I hear Ward, I say that I love it. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of the library, 1 into your hand and the rest in the bottom in random order. That's an okay rare.
Yeah.
At least you can blank it, and it does have Ward.
Yeah.
But it is expensive, but it does have Convoke.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know where I stand on it, but yeah, Ward, super strong ability. I really enjoy it, especially like the ones that are like Ward 3 and sacrifice a creature, or pay 3 life and sacrifice a creature. Like I really enjoy that they're changing it up rather than just paying for mana.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
I also want
to take this thing's a 5/5.
Yeah, it's a big body, but I don't know. Eight's a pricey cost. I understand, but
yeah.
We have Into the Fire, 2 and a red. Sorcery, choose 1. It deals 2 damage to each creature, planeswalker in battle. That's solid removal. Or you can choose putting a number of cards from your hand on the bottom, then draw that many cards +1. I actually really, really like that.
I like that's on the bottom and not like the bin.
Yeah, usually you have to loot it away, right?
Yep. Usually red is a discard ability and not a bottom ability.
I also love the flavor text in the reference to the story. The rest of the Gatewatch retreated, Chandra and Ren went in blazing.
Ren is thriving.
Ren is thriving. All right, you guys just take these owl cards.
You don't want to poison your mouth with them?
Throw my neck out trying to read these sideways.
I'm the one that's had a bad back here, sir.
There you go.
Okay, so we have Invasion of Alara. We got Wooburg for the cost. And battle. Siege. When Invasion of Alara enters the battlefield, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile 2 non-land cards with mana value 4 or less. You may cast one of those 2 cards without paying its mana cost. Put one of them into your hand, then put the other cards exiled this way on the bottom of your library in a random order. And then if someone wins if the one person wins the battle, they get Awaken the Maelstrom. Sorcery. Awaken the Maelstrom is all colors. Target player draws 2 cards. You may put an artifact card from your hand onto the battlefield. Create a token that's a copy of a permanent you control. Distribute 3 +1/+1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 creatures you control. And destroy target permanent and opponent controls. There's a lot to that.
That's a big one.
Yeah, it is 7 too, so I get it. Plus it's Wooburg.
Alara's got hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be a nice foil. Really nice foil.
And next up, we've got Invasion of Arcavios. 3 double blue for another battle. It's got 7 defense points. When Invasion of Arcavios enters the battlefield, search your library, graveyard, and/or outside the game for an instant or sorcery card you own. Reveal it and put it into your hand, and then if you search your library this way, shuffle.
I don't even want to see Daniel play this card. Let me go and search my collection.
Technically, that doesn't work in Commander, but we'll see. We'll see.
Then that flips into Invocation of the Founders. It's an enchantment. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, you may copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. I like that side.
Is there any way, like, through discussions from people seeing these battles, I guess I'm not really on social media all that much. Has anyone found a way to break these? Like battles yet?
Not really that I've seen, but I also haven't seen too much.
Actually, I haven't seen much talk about battles.
Yeah.
So the next one we have here is Invasion of Fiora, 4 and 2 black. When Invasion of Fiora enters the battlefield, choose one or both. Destroy all legendary creatures or destroy all non-legendary creatures. It has 4 toughness or power or whatever that thing is. And then it flips over to Marchesa, Resolute Monarch. We got a Human Noble, Menace, Death Touch, whatever Marchesa, Resolute
Marquesa,
Monarch,
Brian.
attack. Marquesa.
Such a
Yeah.
popular commander.
I guess no, I really haven't played against one of them.
Really? Yeah, Marquesa's cool.
Marquesa. Okay, and then whenever Marquesa Resolute Monarch attacks, remove all counters from up to 1 target permanent. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you haven't been dealt combat damage since your last turn, you draw a card and you lose 1 life.
That ability is pretty cool with the ability to strip away everything from these battles.
From like a target opponent or to permanent.
Yeah, or to wreck someone's Atraxa Day.
Yeah.
Man, there was a lot of battles.
Yep.
Well, there was 5 or 10 with every new commander deck.
No, that's Plane Chase cards.
Oh yeah, sorry. Whoops.
Yeah. Love Plane
I'm looking
Chase.
forward to those. Yeah. Please, Slothy, take or you gonna take one
I'll
of these
take
there,
one,
Dan?
yeah. When Invasion of Gaba can hand something enters the battlefield, look at the this is horrible. Wait, look at target opponent's hand. You can exile a non-land card. You may play it. Spells cast this way cost 2 more to cast. Blah blah blah. Beginning of your end step. Put a 1/1 counter on each creature that attack this turn. Sack a creature you control. Hexproof, indestructible. The problem is these are like pretty cool effects, but they're just horrible. You got to flip everything. You got to read them like they're nonsense. They're not a good. Yeah.
Light Shield Array. The flip side of that one.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Invasion of Ikoria, X double green. It's got 6 toughness. When Invasion of Ikoria enters the battlefield, search your library and/or graveyard for a non-human creature card with mana value X or less, and put it onto the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle, and that flips into Zalortha, Apex of Ikoria, an 8/8 legendary creature dinosaur with reach. For each non-human creature you control, you may have that creature send its combat damage as though it weren't blocked.
That's pretty cool.
I might have to just use one. Because I need a dinosaur. Dinosaur.
Well,
It's Godzilla.
That go and fetch effect is also very playable. Especially it's enter the battlefield, so you can double it up pretty easy. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
The artwork on it's really neat, actually. The big beasts fighting.
Yeah, right?
But yeah, I need that dinosaur in my life. It's very cool looking.
Oh, there's so many of these battles. Please, Brian, continue.
Yes. I have to scroll here. Oh, we got 2 of the Ixalans? No, sorry, this is Invasion of Ixalan. Whoops. So when Invasion of Ixalan, this one has 4 toughness, enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a permanent card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. And then it costs a green and a colorless, and it flips, and it turns into Belligerent Regisaur. I need this one too. Creature, dinosaur, trample. Whenever you cast a spell, Belligerent Regisaur gains indestructible until end of turn, and it's a 4/3. Oh, belligerent.
Next one is Invasion of Kaldheim, 3 in a red for 4 toughness. When Invasion of Kaldheim enters the battlefield, exile all cards from your hand, then draw that many cards. Until the end of your next turn, you may play the cards exiled this way. And it transforms into Pyre of the World Tree, an enchantment. You can discard a land to have it deal 2 damage to any target. Whenever you discard a land card, exile the top card of your library, and you may play it this turn.
All right. I need that card. That's pretty good.
Good and prosper.
He likes land deck, so
Well, that's the Borgmos thing.
That's true.
It's all about discarding. I need that card.
So I guess I have a story question. A little bit off topic here. Is the World Tree still in Kaldheim? Like that?
Yep.
That tree's still there, and it's fine.
Yep.
So like the people from Kaldheim are able to travel.
Well, Kaldheim's different realms itself, so that's kind of what's going on there. They technically could probably travel because the World Tree could pierce the Blind Eternities.
But they have all their worlds realms connected. Okay, gotcha. So the next one we do have here is Invasion of Karsus. 2 red. Has 4 toughness. When Invasion of Karsus enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. Blip. We got Refraction Elemental. Ward, pay 2 life. Whenever you cast a spell, Refraction Elemental deals 2 damage to each opponent. That's a 4/4.
I like that.
That's good.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's solid.
And it costs 4 to get it down. And again, like if it is the rules that whoever does blow it up, it still goes to you. All right, that's money.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, yeah, you just get them.
So. I really don't like that play though. Doesn't seem fair, in all honesty.
We have Invasion of Sergovia. When it enters the battlefield, you create 2 1/1 blue Kraken creature tokens with trample. And then non-token creatures you cast have Convoke. And it's 2 and a blue and 4 defense counters, and then it turns into a 3/3. That's pretty solid. Convoke is good in the beginning of your end step. Untap up to 4 creatures. That's solid.
Yeah, that one's good.
I like that one. We've got Invasion of Theros. 2 and a white for 4 defense. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for an aura, god, or demigod card. Reveal it, put it in your hand, and then shuffle. And it transforms into Afara Ever Sheltering, a 4/4 legendary enchantment creature god. Afara Ever Sheltering has lifelink and indestructible as long as you control at least 3 other enchantments. And whenever another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card.
That's very solid too.
Yeah, I quite like this one too.
The only thing is I don't have rarely auras or gods in my... Well, I got a couple gods in my enchantment deck, but yeah, that could be useful.
Well, the other side is whenever an enchantment enters, you draw. That's good.
Yeah, I would need to get it in there.
That's really good, yeah.
So then we have Invasion of Talvada. 3 white-black. Has 5 toughness. When Invasion of Talvada enters the battlefield, return target non-battle permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield.
That's pretty good.
It will flip into the Broken Sky. Enchantment, creature tokens you control get +1/+0 and have lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying.
I really like that.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Sorry about those noises. I don't know what that was. That was annoying.
I didn't hear anything, so you're fine.
No, it's on mine. It'll be in the recording.
Oh.
Yeah. We jump into finally cards that I care about. We have Knight Errant of Eos. 4 and a white for a 4/4 human knight with Convoke. When it enters, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal up to 2 creatures with mana value X or less from among them, where X is the number of creatures that convoked it. Put the revealed cards into your hand. That's super good.
Mm-hmm.
That's really, really good. 2 creature cards with mana value. Yeah. I really like that card a lot.
Ooh, and it does have the nice art, nice alt art as well.
Like the extended?
Yeah.
That's nice, yeah.
Mhm.
This next one as well I want to talk about because I really, really like it. I personally like it for like a more like a higher power thing, just as an include. But we have Kogla and Yadaro, 2 red, 2 green, 7/7 ape dinosaur turtle. Solid stats. On enter, it gains haste and trample and haste until end of turn, or fights target creature you don't control, which is very good overall. But it's this ability, the 2 1 red, 1 green, discard Kogla and Yadaro, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment, shuffle it into your library, then draw a card. Like that's just such a good ability. The fact that it's so hard to interact with, it's giving you card draw as like a worst case scenario kind of thing, and it's removal, which everyone needs more of. Like,
Yeah.
And in red green, you're going to have the mana. Or I would really hope you'd have the mana.
well, and the other thing too is there's so many games where you know that player's holding up the counter spell to get their annoying thing off, but it's not often people are holding up a stifle.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, like I said, this as an ability makes it much harder to deal with, so I like it a lot.
The next one we got here is Nahiri's Warcrafting, 1 and 2 red. Sorcery, when Nahiri's Warcrafting Nahiri's Warcrafting deals 5 damage to target creature, planeswalker, or battle. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the excess damage dealt this way. You may exile one of those cards. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You may play the exiled card this turn.
Yep.
I don't really play red, or at least that kind of red.
I find that one okay.
Zendikar must be broken before it can be saved. Some nice flavor text there. And Dan, they finally made him.
I'll let Slothy
But
take this one.
He's not in a cave, though.
He's in a cave.
Next up, we've got Omnath, Locus of All. White, blue, Phyrexian black, red, green. It is a 4/4 legendary Phyrexian elemental. If you lose unspent mana, it becomes black instead. And at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, look at the top card of your library. You may reveal that card if it has 3 or more colored mana symbols in its mana cost. And if you do add 3 mana in any combination of its colors and put it into your hand. If you don't reveal it, then put it into your hand.
That's not too bad.
It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Really digging the third art, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the buy box.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I will have some of those whenever they come in.
Nice. The next one is one that I'm phenomenally excited for. There'll be a deck tech about this one for sure. We have Ortheon, Hero of Lavabrink. 3/1 red. Legendary creature, human soldier, which is a tribe I love. 1 in red, you tap it, create a token that's a copy of another target creature you control. It gains haste, sack at the beginning of the next end step, activate only as a sorcery. I really, really like that ability a lot. Second ability, 6 triple red. Tap, create 5 tokens that are copies of another target creature you control. They get haste, sack them. Activate only as a sorcery. This is so cool.
Nice. I like that.
This could go into, what is it, Obika or whatever she is, because she can just end the turn right then and there.
Oh,
and they
yeah,
would stay.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a copy of another target creature you control. So
yeah, there's a lot
You
of
can
really
have
good
so much
red
fun.
ETB.
Yeah.
And it does have that full art. I will scroll down so the viewers can see that one. Oh, I get this one. Interesting. Ozolith, the Shattered Spire. 1 and a green legendary artifact. If 1 or more +1/+1 counters would be put on an artifact or creature you control, that many +1/+1 counters are put on it instead. Sorry? What? +1/+1. Okay, gotcha. And then 1 and a green to tap, put a +1/+1 counter on target artifact or creature you control, activate only as a sorcery, and it does have cycling too.
I
like
think
the
really
artwork for
solid
it.
overall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm hoping I pull some of these because
That's very cool looking too. Yeah, it's beautiful art.
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be great in foil.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm a foil monster.
I'm going to take these next 2 if that's all right.
Yeah, please.
The second one I was actually building right before these started.
Nice.
But the first one we got Pylon. It's an instant for 3 and a black. It has Convoke, destroy target creature or planeswalker, and Surveil 2. And then we've got Polychronos Reborn. 4/5 legendary creature Hydra for 3 green. He's got reach. You can pay 6 and a Phyrexian white to transform him and activate only as a sorcery. And he transforms into the Engine of Ruin, a 6/6 legendary Phyrexian Hydra with reach and lifelink. And whenever it or another non-token Hydra you control dies, create a 3/3 green and white Phyrexian Hydra creature token with reach, and a 3/3 green and white Phyrexian Hydra creature token with lifelink.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal card.
I'm in love with this one.
The fact that you can
old art is so perfect.
the Constellation one is beautiful, but the fact that it's they worm coil engine these tokens, but it doesn't have to be anything good. You can put any of the shapeshifters in, or you can just any of the X Hydras. You can dump 1 counter into it and sacrifice them for 6/6s.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, like that's such a good ability, and it gets itself too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's lifelink. Like it's a problematic deck for sure. Like getting all these Hydras out it is classically pretty easy in green.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of these Hydras doubling up. I could see them being a real problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
The flavor text is fantastic on this one.
Yeah.
Freed from the underworld, the World Eater resumed his endless feast with reckless enthusiasm.
True.
But yes, the constellation art is amazing.
It's beautiful. In foil, that's gonna just be
it's gonna be so nice.
We have Progenitor Exarch, XX white for a 1/2 Phyrexian Cat Cleric. When it enters, incubate 3 X times, so great mana sink. Tap, transform target incubator creature you control.
That's really nice, actually.
I think it's really cool. It's very good tribes too.
Mm-hmm.
Cat Cleric, yep.
Slothy, you want to take this next one so Brian can have the one after?
Absolutely. We've got Quintorius Lore Master, 3 red and a white for a 3/5 legendary elephant cleric with vigilance. At the beginning of your end step, exile target non-creature non-land card from your graveyard and create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. 1 red and a white and tap him to sacrifice a spirit. Choose target card exiled with Quintorius, and you may cast that card this turn without paying its mana cost. And if the spell will be put into a graveyard, put it on the bottom of its owner's library instead.
He's one angry elephant, yo. Like Babar on steroids here. Look at his red eyes.
Babar on heroin.
Yeah. Red beady eyes. the what is it? The Strixhaven artwork version of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Mystical Archive.
Well, that just looks amazing.
Yeah.
So the next card, which Daniel was so nice to give me, is Rampaging Raptors 2 and 2 red. Creature dinosaur with trample and a haste. 2 and a red, Rampaging Raptor gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Whenever Rampaging Raptor deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to target planeswalker that player controls or battle that player protects. So would that be like any of them that are on that person, right?
Yeah.
That's what the protect means? Okay. So it's a good way of playing battles in here because I have seen some really nice red battles. So
yeah, true.
Yeah.
We have another team up, which is Rankle and Torbrand, which I really like this card design. We've got 1 double black, double red, a fairy dwarf first strike, haste flying, 3/4. When Rankle and Torbrand deals combat damage to a player or battle, choose any number. Each player makes a treasure, each player sacks a creature, and if a source would deal damage to a player or battle this turn, it deals that much +2.
I really like this one.
It's such a nice combination of the two.
Yeah, I really like it. And the artwork's so silly in both of it. I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like the second one. They're like beating the crap out of something.
Yeah.
He's going for their D's while Rankle's flying up for the eyes. Get him. Sure. Realm Breaker, the Invasion Tree. 3 colorless, legendary artifact. 2 and tap. Target opponent mills 3 cards. Put a land card from their graveyard onto the battlefield tapped under your control. It gains if this land would leave the battlefield exiled instead of putting it anywhere else. 10 and tap. Sacrifice the Realm Breaker, the Invasion Tree. Search your library for any number of Praetor cards. Put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Pardon?
Yeah.
I can easily make 10 in so many.
Yeah, right. In a 5-color silly deck, this is great. But that 2-mana ability is very, very good. Because it's not a land that's milled this way. It's just a land.
So if there was a land there already, you're good.
Well, yeah, you can take people's fetch lands. You can take their Evolving Wilds kind of thing.
Yeah.
I really like that, actually.
Yeah, I think it's a great ability.
Too bad I don't have my Exile deck anymore. Damn, I'm becoming those lands even more.
You got rid of Ixal?
I just merged it into Atraxa.
Oh.
Because they were too close to being the same.
Fair enough. Slothy, you want to take this next one? Because I want the one after it.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Rona, Herald of Invasion. 1 and a blue for a 1/3 legendary human wizard. Whenever you cast a legendary spell, untap Rona, Herald of Invasion. You can tap her, draw a card, then discard a card, and pay 5 and Phyrexian Black to transform Rona, activate only as a sorcery, and transforms into Rona Tolarian Obliterator, a 5/5 Phyrexian wizard. It's got Trample. Whenever a source deals damage to Rona, that source's controller exiles a card from your hand at random, and if it's a land, you put it on the battlefield under your control. And otherwise, you may cast it without paying its mana cost.
Woof.
Yeah, that's a pretty rough one.
Yeah.
At last, I am complete. This could be a fun commander.
Mm-hmm.
You could.
I think it has a lot of potential. Like, it's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
The stained glass is very cool of it too.
I was just looking at that.
This next one I really, really like. Sea Double. 2 double blue. It's an instant. This spell cannot be copied. You choose one. If an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, you can choose both. So very, very playable for both. Copy target spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. A copy of a permanent spell becomes a token. That's great. Or create a token that's a copy of target creature. Both very, very playable effects. But this is really, really funny if someone's trying to hard cast like somebody casts a Blightsteel, you get your own Blightsteel.
Yeah, I'll take a copy of that.
Yeah, right? Or again, someone tries to Cyclonic Rift, you also Cyclonic Rift. It's I think this is a very, very playable one.
Yeah. And I do like that the spell can't be copied.
Yeah, I think
the spell can't be countered.
Well, I think it's because it's a copy target spell, right? So you could keep copying itself if it was copied.
Yeah.
Oh, then you could just be create a token of that.
Yeah.
You'd only get one over.
Well, or you could do the Lutri does kind of the same thing, right? When Lutri enters, you copy target spell. So you'd copy like a Lutri, copy this spell, copy a Lutri, copy this spell, copy a Lutri, copy. Dual caster mage for people who actually follow the ban list. Lutri did nothing wrong and he got new artwork.
He did get new artwork.
Yeah. True. He ought to be unbanned. Thanks, Brian. I'm glad you appreciate me.
Someone has to.
Yeah, we also have Sunfall. A lot of people said they didn't like this, but I think it's really good. 3 double white, exile all creatures, incubate X, where X is the number of creatures exiled this way. So you get incubator token with X11s on it. I like that a lot.
Let the light score away your imperfect flesh. Helioid.
Yeah, Heliod.
The next one here, we got Sirach and Goreclaw, 4 and 2 green, legendary creature, human bear. Surprised Dan didn't want this one.
Oh, I got a bunch of these going.
Okay. We got Trample. Other creatures you control have Trample. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on it. It gains haste until end of turn.
Very playable card, I think.
Yeah. I
got-
want a copy of that.
I have a bunch on pre-order for that. I think it's really cool. Haste enablers are always good.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we've got Terror of Tawashi, 2 double black for a 4/3 Phyrexian Ogre with Death Touch. And whenever Terror of Tawashi attacks, you may pay 3 and a black. When you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, and it's a Phyrexian in addition to its other types.
That's good attack ability.
Yeah.
I also really like this Transcendent Message. X Quadra Blue with
A
Convoke.
lot.
Draw X cards. I like it though. Instant. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
if you've got a ton of cards like in a Simic deck. You have like 50 Scootsworm tokens. That's nothing
That's true.
to pay 4 mana and then be like, I'll tap 20 cards or 20 creatures.
That you are right. Okay, I'll take back my.
Yeah,
So this one,
I think it's going to mostly be paired with like Locust God nonsense where you're already full of card like tokens or
Cyrus. Yeah.
well, exactly, right? Xeris, you tap a bunch of snakes.
All the tokens. So this one seems pretty neat, and I think I'm going to be slotting it into, obviously, Atraxa if I can find a spot. Tribute to the World Tree, 3 green enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card if its power is 3 or greater. Otherwise, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it.
I like this one. I like this one a lot.
Really, really playable card.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to make elf decks go silly.
Mm-hmm.
Play all these 1/1s. They instantly become 3/3 elves.
Yeah, right. Well, or like any creature-based deck, just the draw or making everything 3/3s on enter is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not non-token.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah, that turns all your 0 snakes into 3/3s. It's disgusting.
Yep.
Slothy, you take the next one because I simply must have the one after.
Alrighty. We've got Voldarin Thrill Seeker, 2 and a red for a 1/1 Vampire Warrior with backup 2. You pay 1, sacrifice this creature, it deals damage equal to its power to any target.
Yep.
Now go ahead.
Okay. Yargle and Multani's hilarious. I don't know why they would print this nonsense. It's so funny.
It's so good.
So Yargle and Multani is 3 double black and a green, 6 mana. In green as well. Not a hard thing to hit. That's a Frog Spirit Elemental. That's an 18/6. It's just a vanilla 18/6 for 6. Where has Magic come to?
I remember what the Crows and Cloud Scraper, which was like a 12/12 back in the day. That was Onslaught or Scourge, I'm pretty sure.
18/16's dummy thick. Brian, please take this flavor text.
Oh, I wanted to hear you read this. I'll read Multani's parts, okay? You read.
You'll play the
read
part of
Yargle's.
Multani. I'll be Yargle, please.
Yeah. I've heard much about you from my daughter. There was a time when I'd balk at your aid, Phantom, but she has shown me the merit in Urborg's strange ways.
Replied Yargle. Man, it's hilarious flavor text. I just love it. Just replied Yargle. No one here had a stroke. That's just what the card says. I love this card. I love the stained glass. I love the absolute absurdity of an 18/6.
Pardon, what did he say?
Oh, I think we know. I won't wreck everyone's ears again.
Oh, that was too good.
Please, someone continue.
All right. Our final rare that we've got here is Zephyr Singer, 2 double blue for a 3/4 Siren Pirate with Convoke, Flying and Vigilance, and whenever Zephyr Singer enters the battlefield, put a flying counter on each creature that convoked it.
I like that they're bringing back flying counters.
Hmm.
I'm surprised that some of the Ikoria stuff didn't really have that stuff.
It makes a
So
little bit of
now,
sense, though, right? Before we do that, there's an uncommon. I'm just trying to find it here. Surge of Salvation is definitely a pickup and definitely a very keepable uncommon if you pull them. It's one
I thought
white.
you were going to say Astral Wingspan.
No. It's one white instant. You and permanents you control gain hexproof until end of turn. Prevent all damage that black and or red sources would deal to creatures you control this turn.
Which one was this again?
Surge of Salvation. It's really, really good.
Search. Trying to find in this list.
Way, way down in the S's.
Oh, it is alphabetical. Whoops.
Oh, we've also got Atrax's Fall, which is pretty good. I wish it was instant, but it's destroy target artifact, battle, enchantment, or creature with flying at 2. And it shows it shows one of the new Capenna groups basically making sure Atrax is dead. Fallen Angel should stay fallen. Henzi Toolbox Tori.
Oh, I did see that card, and I saw that I really enjoyed the artwork, actually.
Yeah, right. There was one other one
Did nothing wrong.
that's a card I love, and I will take any amount of donations of this common card because this is every part of my playstyle. It's Fertilade's Favor. It's 3 and a green. It's an instant. Target player searches their library for a basic land, puts it on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle, and put 2/1/1 counters on up to one target artifact or creature.
I can't wait to crack some boxes.
Yeah, right. Like it's such a cool card. It's all the group hug that I like. It's beautiful artwork too. Send me these cards.
On.
Not moving on. Send me these cards. I just start reading Brian's address. Now we're gonna quickly do the
PO box.
Yeah, we'll rip through some of these new cards for the commander stuff. The first one is Begin the Invasion. If you like invasions, this is the card for you. It's X. I think this is one of the set booster ones. It's X1, like X and Wooburg. Search your library for up to X battles with different names, put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
If you care about those.
I do like the kind of split or like the kaleidoscope kind of look at all the different planes.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And who wants
the really quickly before that? It's just the flavor text of it's so cool. Across many worlds, millions of eyes witness the same impossible horror.
Ooh, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that's the realm breaker coming into all these planes in the artwork. It's so cool looking.
Woof.
Yeah. All right, please carry on with the face commander of the Naya deck.
We have Bright Palm, Soul Awakener, 1, red, green, and white, Fox Shaman. Backup 1. Whenever this creature attacks, double the number of +1/+1 counters on target creature. That creature can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less this turn.
The backup ability for anyone who missed it before, it's when it enters, you put a 1/1 counter on target creature. If that's another creature, it also gains the following ability. So it can get Bright Palm's ability for a turn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty cool.
That's really cool, actually. I saw people saying that it wasn't as good or they didn't really enjoy it.
Well, it's because of the other commander. We'll get there. Slothy, you want to take this next one?
Sure. Next up, we've got Brimaz, Blight of Ereskis. 2 white and a black for a 3/4 legendary Phyrexian cat. Whenever you cast a Phyrexian creature or artifact creature spell, it can be X, where X is that spell's mana value. And at the beginning of each end step, if a Phyrexian died under your control this turn, proliferate.
Proliferate's great. Attracts the deck. Show us that proliferate's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
They sure do.
This next one's one of the ones I'm the most excited about in all of the set. It's Alenda and Azor, and I love this. I love the flavor of it. I love the look of it. The art's cool. The effect's cool. We have 3/1 white, blue, black for a 6/6 flying ward 2. It's a vampire night sphinx. These tribes are awesome. When Alenda and Azor attacks, you can pay X1 white blue, black, if you do draw X cards. I am in love with that ability. This is letting me rip through my deck. This is giving me the incentive to constantly just like fill this with mana rocks, just like kind of like I did with Urza, right?
Mhm.
At the beginning of each end step, not your end step, each end step, you may pay 4 life. If you do, you create a number of 1/1 black vampire knight tokens with lifelink equal to the number of cards you've drawn this turn. Every part of this card is just super cool. If you have a Consecrated Sphinx, you're making tokens every time people play it. I see Brian smiling over there, yeah. But again, just the fact that you can every turn be refilling your hand and making knights. You've got built-in lifelink. You've got a life loss ability. I'm so in love with the design of this card. And it's a really, really cool alternative vampire commander in colors you never get.
True.
Right?
Yeah, true.
This is the first time we've ever had a vampire-based commander, which is also like Edgar Markov-esque generating tokens, right? We have a crazy token generator, but we have access to blue, something we never normally get in vampires, right? Like vampire control is a thing, and vampires do take control. I love it. I love the design space of it. I think there's so many cool ways to go with it. I'm just gonna fill it with mana rocks and draw my deck like a silly monkey, but
black and white vampires.
Yeah, exactly. I just think
love that it's also like its ability gives you blockers each turn. So even if people are trying to attack you to deal with stuff each turn, if you really want to.
Well, and lifelinking blockers, and in the color of like your Cathar's Crusade, where you can constantly do that. You've got all your life gain. Paying 4 life is nothing in Commander, especially because you're probably going to draw more than 4 cards each turn. You're going to run like a Teferi's Ageless Insight. You're going to run all that stuff in this deck.
100%.
So like even if I'm paying, if I have enough to pay for my commander the next turn, I can just draw 3 and I'm in a draw deck, but I pay 4 life, I generate 3 creatures. That's an ability we would all run.
Yep.
Especially 3 life-linking creatures. Slothy, I think you want this one.
I would actually like these next 2 if that's all right.
Please.
So first up, we've got Gimbal Gremlin Prodigy, 2 green, blue, red for a 4/4 legendary Gremlin Artificer, which awesome.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
Artifact creatures you control have trample, and at the beginning of your end step, create a 0/0 red Gremlin artifact creature token and put X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is the number of differently named artifact tokens you control.
I think that's a really interesting ability.
I think it's really neat. Yeah.
It gives a home for nonsense tokens.
Absolutely.
Right, like
you have to be different names.
Yeah, you're looking for Power Stone, Clue, Food, like all of it. I just love it.
Blood.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of blood, and you've got the red for the blood tokens.
Yeah.
Yeah, your blood, your treasure, all of it. I think that's such a cool commander.
And you're in blue and green, so you can have all of the like doubling abilities.
Yep. I really, really like it. I also love that you are what you eat, and everything he'd eaten was brilliant. I just love it. It's such a silly card. And please take the next one too.
Yeah. This next one is one of my favorite commanders I've seen in a while.
I refuse to believe that this is a real name. Every time I hear it, I just chuckle.
It is Goro Goro and Satoru. A 34 legendary goblin human for blue, black, red. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control enter the battlefield this turn, deal combat damage to a player, create a 5/5 red dragon spirit creature token with flying, and pay 1 or red creatures you control, gain haste until end of turn. I'm just filling this with as many 1 mana haste creatures.
Yeah.
Raging Goblin.
Well, haste, and you also have all of the ability to all the unblockable blue things, right? Anything that your mass hysteria where you can get all your things through, you dump in like the infiltrator kind of cards, and you just crack me and get these 5/5s.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
It's very, very cool.
And I can see that. Yeah.
We also have Infernal Sovereign. I think it's a really cool card. 4 double black, 6/6 demon. Fly and trample. You skip your draw step. Whenever you play a land or cast a spell, you draw a card and lose a life. I think that's a pretty powerful engine.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm going to take this next one too because my opinion on it has changed a lot. I initially thought that this was just a trash card, and I wasn't excited for it at all. It's Castle of the Broken Halo. 3, 1 blue, 1 red, 1 white for a 5/4 angel ally with Convoke, Flying Vigilance, Haste. Whenever you cast another spell that has Convoked, you scry 2, then draw a card. I thought I wasn't going to be excited at all for this deck, but there's a lot of really, really cool cards that let you do shenanigans when you're tapping and untapping them. So I really, really like this. The deck design that this came in actually looks just phenomenally fun to play, like even with mild upgrades. And I love a commander that gives me a draw option, right? Like anything like that, scry 2 and draw is pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
That could be 3 cards if you really, really need to.
Yeah, it's like I said, I'm really, really enjoying the design. The artwork actually is pretty cool, and the stuff that they came out in the deck for the Convoke actually looks really, really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I can't wait to get my hands on this deck and play around with it.
Yeah, because what we were initially saying that like the Convoke part is because there wasn't that much.
Yeah,
Convoke,
I was like,
but
yeah,
there's
like,
been.
well,
We've
no,
been reading a lot.
They made a lot for the deck that has cool Convoke things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next new one is Catilda and Lyre. Green, white, blue, legendary creature, human. Whenever you cast a human spell, target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard gains flashback until end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana cost.
I really like that.
That's neat, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And that artwork, it's all art, looks amazing, actually.
Yeah, both of them look so cool.
I like the frame. The frame looks really cool around it.
Yeah.
I think this one's neat. We did the Teshar deck with I totally forgot his name because it was so long ago.
Yeah, we had a guest on. I can't even remember.
It was so long. But we got Moira and Teshar. Did anyone want to actually take this one? We'll continue then. 3.
It was
we
Bento
skip anything?
Box.
Yes, Bento Box.
Yeah.
Actually, I really enjoyed that build.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Like I've had Teshar and everything like that, and I never thought anything of it until he actually brought his deck on and like what took us through it. And yeah, it was strong actually. So Moira and Teshar is 3 white black, legendary creature, Phyrexian spirit bird. Flying, whenever you cast a historic spell, return target non-land permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step. If it would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else.
It's pretty cool. You can definitely end that trigger with the right kind of cards. But I think that does I think it's really interesting.
It's interesting that they tried to get around or stop you from saving it.
Sorry, people are being loud there.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah, it's I also have to talk about the next one. It's one of my favorite cards they've ever printed. It's stupid. Every part of it's stupid. I love it. I love how dumb it is. We have Rashmi and Ragavan, and the artwork's so cool. It's 1 green, 1 blue, 1 red for a 2/4 elf monkey. Whenever you cast your first spell during each of your turns, exile a top card of target opponent's library and create a treasure token. Then you may cast the exile card without paying its mana cost if its mana value is less than the number of artifacts you control. If you don't cast it this way, you can cast it anyways.
I love this card.
Free casting their spells is great, but also just like treasure token generation, and I can still cast their spells. It's a bummer it doesn't say play. I'd love to take people's lands.
You say that, but then as soon as someone tries to take yours,
I would love to take their lands. I wouldn't love to have my land taken.
That's a good point.
You gotta learn to deal with it.
Yeah. I'll take the next one, and I think Brian wants the one after that. So give me 1 sec here. Now we have Saint Trapped and Rem Carolus, 1 blue, 1 red, 1 white for a 3/4 spirit human. When Saint Trapped and Rem Carolus become tapped, create a 1/1 red human creature token if it's the first time it's resolved. If it's the second time, you create a 1/1 blue spirit creature token with flying. If it's the third time, you create a 4/4 white angel with flying. Whenever you cast a spell that has Convoke, you untap Rem and Carolus. I think
A lot
it's
of reading there.
well. I think it's a really really cool like a token generation and something that's untapping in a Convoke based deck. Very cool. Yeah. All right, Brian, take the next one.
Will do. Yeah, I was really looking forward to this one. I was hoping that I could like pick it up early or try to get my hands on it, but we got to wait. We got Shalai and Halar, one white, one red, green, and sorry, one red, green, white, legendary angel elf flying vigilance. And it's a 3/3. Whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on a creature you control, Shalai and Halar deals that much damage to target opponent.
I think
That could be a lot of fun.
I was thinking this is hard to build a not hard, like a not strong version of.
Well, I'll see what I can do.
Well, there's so many ways that this just goes infinite immediately. The all will be one card and one damage ends the game.
Good thing I traded all mine in.
The all will be ones?
Yeah.
There you go. There's
I was like,
lots.
Trax is not red. I can't put it in there.
War Elemental, any of those kind of things, the same kind of stuff. There's just everyone's played against a counter-based deck, right? Like I play Marath in these colors, and you can put a ton on. Like Brian loves him at doubling season. It's this one goes pretty silly. So I think Shalai and Halar is going to be a really really powerful deck to see at tables.
Yeah, I'm sitting there thinking like doubling season. Even that new
Well, think of a Cathar's Crusade.
Yeah.
You know? You have 10 creatures, you play one card and it puts a 1/1 on. You're now 11 creatures, you have 11 damage to divvy out. It's pretty disgusting.
It is.
I love the design space of it. I'm going to make it for sure.
Oh, I know you are. I'm interested to see how you build it and I built it.
That's very true. All of these commander cards are so cool. Which one do you want, Slothy? Which one?
I want this next one if that's all right.
Yeah, please, Care.
It's another one that I've already built from this set. It's Sidar Jabari of Zulfir. 1 white, blue, black for a 4/3 legendary human knight with eminence. Whenever you attack with one or more knights, if Sidar Jabari of Zulfir is in the command zone or on the battlefield, draw a card, then discard a card. Flying in first strike, and whenever he deals combat damage to a player, return target knight card from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Oh, that's a neat one.
I really like this card. I like every part of it. I love its like loot effect. It's reanimate. It's eminence. The return of eminence is super super cool. They designed this very very well.
Yeah.
It's I like every part of the design of this card. It's a really cool knight. I think the only knight commanders really have always been like Sir Gwen or like a Kenrith based kind of deck, right? But I really like these colors. With your Sir Conrad stuff like that out, like every time you're throwing these out, you're also draining people. You're bringing them back. I love it.
Yeah.
And getting a flying creature through to at least one player is not hard.
Nope.
Even without like you're in the colors of tons and tons of evasion. Like I just like this design a lot. And then also speaking of designs I like a lot, we have Slimefoot and Squee, 2 of my favorite characters in Magic, in really cool artwork. It is 1 black, 1 red, 1 green for a 3/3 fungus goblin. Hilarious. When Slimefoot and Squee enters or attacks, create a 1/1 green sapling. That's super cool. We have an ETB trigger that generates tokens, an attack trigger that generates tokens.
Yep.
Then 1 black, 1 red, 1 green. You sack a sapling, return Slimefoot and Squee, and up to 1 other target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. There's no, like, you can freely swing with this every turn because on the enter, it's going to make you a sapling. Somebody blocks and kills it. You're like, okay, cool. Like, you've already made 1 on it entering. You're going to give this haste. So two saplings every turn, where you just throw 1 away to reanimate whatever you want in your deck. You're in red, so you can very easily loot everything to your grave and stuff, right? You can just I'll loot this, I'll loot this, I'll throw out a Phyrexian Obliterator, and I'm going to bring back Slimefoot, Squee, and a Phyrexian Obliterator.
I even think like the wonders in these colors.
Yep.
Like the green one, adding what is it, counters, or is it preventing all damage to creatures you
Vigor?
control? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Vigor.
Like, and then the red one gives all your creatures haste.
Yeah, Anger.
I don't know
One.
what the black one is.
I think the black one's like Filth, and it gives them all Swamp Walk.
Yeah, and that could be devastating in a game.
Well, yeah, you could just run Urborg. I love Saproling generation and stuff. There's so many cool, like your Tender Shoot Dryads, that kind of stuff.
Love that card.
Right? Like all of your normal Fecundity, like I like generating tokens. I love attack triggers. I love an ETB. And yeah, this is it constantly is generating what it needs to bring itself back from the grave. So you've got this really, really, I think, unique like death and reanimation commander.
Yep.
And I love Squee, and it's so cool.
He looks so scared in both of them.
Yeah, right. What else do we have for? Oh, we have also Bitterhorn, Nissa's Animus. Very, very cool card. It's 3 mana for a legendary artifact equipment with living weapon. Equipped creature gets 1/1. Whenever equipped creature attacks, you may search for a basic land, put it on the battlefield, tapped, then shuffle. I love that.
Which one was this?
Bitterhorn. I scrolled down to the next new ones.
Oh, okay. Was the Academy Manufacturer like not a new one?
No, that's not a new one. That's a nonsense go infinite card all the time.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm seeing it, so I was like, "Oh, this is new."
Oh, you weren't around when I was playing my Lannis deck. It's not fun to play against.
Yeah, I was like, if you create a clue, food, or treasure, instead create one of each. I was like, I mainly make treasures.
Lannis
But I wouldn't mind the
Cryptozoologist
other
is
ones.
a not fun commander to face.
No,
Nope. You'd probably like the deck. Not to play against, but you'd like to play it.
oh, okay, gotcha.
We also have this. There's a Blight Titan. It's 4 double black, a Death Touch Phyrexian Giant 6/6. When it enters or attacks, mill 2 cards and incubate X, where X is the number of creature cards put in the graveyard. It's not horrible, so it's okay. We also have Chivalric Alliance. 1 in the white. Whenever you attack with 2 or more creatures, draw a card. And pay 2, discard a card, create a 2/2 white and blue knight creature token with vigilance. I really, really like that. And also, the flavor text is hilarious. I dubbed the Sir Hellraker for now. Yeah, it's him knighting a dragon.
That's funny.
Yeah. Slothy, do you want to take this Conclave Sledge Captain?
Sure. Yeah, so Conclave Sledge Captain is a 4/4 Elephant Soldier for 5 and a green. It's got backup 1, backup 1, backup 1. It has trample, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, put that many +1/+1 counters on it.
Yeah, and the ability to spread that out is really cool.
I like that. I really like that.
Backing it up.
There's so many cards to put +1/+1 counters on things now.
Conjurer's Mantle is another really cool one. 1 in a white. It's an equipment. Equipped creature gets 1/1 vigilance. Whenever it attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You can reveal a creature that shares a type with it and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in random order and equip 1.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Is the Cutthroat Negotiator new?
It is, and it's awesome.
I will read that one, even though I don't play red or blue.
You might start.
Yeah, who knows? Cutthroat Negotiator, 2, blue, red, Orc Pirate, Parlay. Whenever Cutthroat Negotiator attacks, each player reveals the top card of their library. For each non-land card revealed this way, you create a tap treasure token. Then each player draws a card. Ooh.
I love it. One of my favorite mechanics.
Yep.
I also have to take the next one because it's everything I love in Magic.
I have to say though, like I'm really happy that the Parlay sits on a pirate.
Yeah, right. The flavor text is pretty cool on it too. Either you two figure out how to share, or I'm going to share these swords with the insides of your skulls.
Yes.
We also have
very piratey.
Yeah. So Dance with Calamity is one that I love. It's 7 and a red. Shuffle your library. As many times as you choose, you can exile the top card of your library. If the total mana value of the cards exiled this way is 13 or less, you can cast any number from among them without paying their mana cost. I love it.
It was just another day on Innistrad.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's
just
so
another day.
yeah, so cool to just be able to sit there and Russian roulette it.
Yeah, am I getting?
I'm playing blackjack.
Yeah.
Hit me, hit me, hit me.
That's hilarious.
In any of the my Maria deck, the one that destroys all the lands and has all the 0-cost artifacts, this might hit like 40% of my deck.
Bring everything out.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. We also have the Darksteel Splicer, 6 and a white for a 1/1. That's rough to deal with. Whenever it or another non-token Phyrexian enters under your control, you create X 3/3 Phyrexian Golem artifacts, where X is the number of opponents you have, golems you have control have indestructible. It's okay, but that's still like rough.
That's deep.
I liked seeing that Golems is getting a little bit of a tribe. But yeah, that price. Is this Death Greeter champion new?
Yep.
Slothy? Do you want this one?
Oh, go ahead.
So we got Death Greeter's champion, 2 in a red, human warrior with dash, 3 in a red, backup 1, and it's sitting with a 2/1 with double strike.
Yeah, it's okay.
Surprised it's a rare.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Then next up, we've got Deluxe Dragster, 4 and a blue for a 4/3 vehicle. Can't be blocked except by vehicles, and whenever Deluxe Dragster deals combat damage to a player, you may cast target instant sorcery spell from that player's graveyard without paying its mana cost. And if the spell be put into a graveyard, exile it instead, and it has crew 2.
That's pretty good.
Only be blocked by a vehicle. That's getting through.
Yep.
Like 90% of the time.
It's a pretty cool one.
Yeah.
We have a new cycle of set booster only cards. This is Elspeth's Talent, so that's the talent cycle. 2 double white. These enchant planeswalkers. So it's an aura enchant planeswalker. Enchanted planeswalker has +1 create 3 white soldier tokens, which is a great ability. And whenever you activate a loyalty ability of an enchanted planeswalker creature you control, get 2/2 and gain vigilance. Pretty good.
Ooh.
That's really good.
Yeah, pretty good for the planeswalker theme.
And we have Emergent Woodworm. That's the next one?
Yep.
So we got backup 3, and it's 6 and a green. Creature worm, backup 3. Whenever this creature attacks, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is its power. You may put a permanent card with mana value X or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order.
It's not horrible. It can come down as a 7/7.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a lot of teeth.
I do like that this backup is an ETB. I think it's a really cool way of getting tokens onto things.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want the X size, Slothy?
Sure. Next up, we've got Excise the Imperfect, 1 double white for an instant. Exile target non-land permanent. Its controller incubates X, where X is its mana value.
It's a very good card.
Mm-hmm.
More removal.
For any non-land permanent, that's great. And exile,
Mm-hmm.
Avacyn does nothing. You'll do nothing. We also have Exsanguinator Cavalry. 2 and a black for a 2/3 Vampire Knight with Menace Lifelink. Whenever a knight you control deals combat damage to a player, put a 1/1 counter on that creature and create a blood token.
Yeah, there's your blood tokens.
I'm okay with that. It's okay. I'll take the next 2 quickly as well. We've got Filigree Vector, 3 and a white for a Phyrexian construct. When it enters, put a 1/1 counter on each of any number of target creatures and a charge counter on each of any number of target artifacts. 1 and a tap, sack another artifact, proliferate. That's very cool. I think that's pretty cool. It's a sack outlet. It's proliferating. The one I care about is I love Group Hug in every way, shape, and form. And we've got Firemain Commando. I have a lot of these on pre-order. 3 and a white for an Angel Soldier. 2 tribes I'm in love with. It's 4/3 flyer at 4 mana. Whenever you attack with 2 or more creatures, draw a card. It's got draw built in. Love it. Whenever another player attacks with 2 or more creatures, they draw a card if none of those creatures attacked you.
80 deals.
Yeah, I really like that one a lot.
You
Mm.
and your shady deals.
I think it's super cool. Ooh, I want the next one too. I really like this as well. Flock Chaser Phantom. 4, 1 white, 1 blue for a 5/5 spirit with Convoke, Flying Vigilance, and when it attacks, the next spell you cast this turn has Convoke. Like I said, they made a lot of really cool stuff for Convoke.
Mhm.
As that deck list came out, I got more and more excited about it.
Yeah. They're doing like a really good job with this round with printing, like I think a lot of needed lands I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Next new one that we've got here looks to be the Guardian Scale Lord. 4 and a white for a 3/4 dragon with backup 1 with end flying. Whenever this creature attacks, return target non-land permanent card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is this creature's power.
Super, super good Sun
I-
Titan-like ability.
I really like that.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's X.
Yeah, right? This isn't a new card, but it's a really cool reprint for the deck it's in. It's the Hakon Stromgald Scourge. It's 1 double black for a 3/3 zombie knight. You can cast it from your graveyard, but not from anywhere else. As long as it's on the battlefield, you can cast night spells from your graveyard, and when Hakon dies, you lose 2 life. So letting you like filter through those is awesome.
That's really neat.
Yeah, I it's such a cool card, and it's so hard to play in Commander because it's how do you get into the graveyard reliably a lot of time, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And
Buried alive.
And knights weren't like enough of a thing. It lets you cast knights. If this said if you may cast knights or zombies from your graveyard, this would be extremely played. This would be an expensive card. Speaking of cards that I think are going to be an expensive card, we have Hedron Detonator. 2 and a red for a Goblin Artificer. Whenever an artifact enters under your control, Hedron Detonator deals 1 damage to target opponent. That's so cool. And tap, sack 2 artifacts, exile the top card of your library. You can play this turn. This is just a really, really cool deck for anyone who's like generating tons of artifacts or tokens, like treasure token decks. Dockside Loops.
Give Urza red.
Yeah, right. I also like Complete This.
Is the Herald of Hoofbeats the new?
Yep.
Okay. We got Herald of Hoofbeats, 3 and a blue, human knight with horsemanship. This creature can't be blocked except by creatures with horsemanship. Other knights you control have horsemanship, and it's a 3/3.
I really, really like this one.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be enjoying knight decks here soon.
Yeah, the Sidar deck looks solid out of the box. It looks like a monster deck.
Mm-hmm.
Is High Sentinels a new card or is that a reprint?
That's a reprint.
Okay, I thought. All right,
that was in cons.
Oh, okay, there you go. We have Ichor Elixir, 4 mana. It's something that cares about Plains Chase decks. 4 mana. If you'd roll 1 or more planar die, instead roll that many planar die plus 1 and ignore 1, and tap to add 2 mana. It's okay if you're playing Plains Chase, or if you just need like a generic mana rock and you happen to have one. What else do we have that's new here? We've got Liliana's Talent, another one of the auras. Double black. Enchanted Planeswalker has -8. Put all creatures from all graveyards onto the battlefield under control. And whenever a creature deals damage to Enchanted Planeswalker, destroy it.
Jeez.
Right?
That's nice. I like the artwork too. Got the black and white artwork in the back of behind her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to assume the Lochthwain Lancer's new. 4 and a black, human knight, menace. Whenever a non-token knight you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you draw a card.
Nice.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
What else do we have? Oh, we have this Mirror Style Master. Yeah, you want that, Slothy?
Sure. So Mirror Style Master, 4 double red for a 3/3 human warrior with backup 1, and whenever this creature attacks, for each attacking modified creature you control, create a tapped attacking token that's a copy of that creature and exile those tokens at the end of combat.
Yeah, I like that one.
I like that one too.
I also love this new one, the Mist Meadow Vanisher. The artwork's so cool looking.
Mm-hmm.
2 and Hybrid Azorius, so either a blue or a white. Kithkin Wizard 3/2. When it becomes tapped, exile up to one target non-land, non-token permanent. Return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step.
Oh, I see why.
Yeah, so cool.
See
right?
why you like it. I'm gonna like it too.
Yeah, it's a really, really cool one.
Let's see, Nadir Kraken getting a reprint.
Mm-hmm. Is Nesting
Nesting-
Dovehawk a new one?
Yeah, that
Okay.
looks to be new. Nesting Dovehawk, 3 and a white bird, flying at the beginning of combat on your turn. Populate. Oh wow! And then whenever creature token enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Nesting Dovehawk.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
nice actually. I like Populates came back.
Mm-hmm. The next new one here is Pain Distributor. 2 in a red for a 2/3 Devil Citizen with Menace. Whenever a player casts their first spell each turn, they create a treasure token, and whenever an artifact an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, Pain Distributor deals 1 damage to that player.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. I really enjoy that one.
Group
I
hug,
love
group
that he's
hate.
wearing a golf hat.
I
He looks like a real citizen.
am going to rip through these next ones. So this is another cycle from it. It's the path cycle. All of these have Will of the Planeswalker, which is again Planes Chase stuff. So all of them have starting with you. Each player votes for Planeswalk Chaos. If Planeswalk gets more votes, if Planeswalk gets more votes, you Planeswalk. If Chaos gets more votes or is tied, Chaos ensues. And that's just the top and the bottom of these Planeswalk cards, Planes Chase cards. So the first one's Path of the Animist. It's 3 and a green. You search your library for 2 basic lands, put on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Just an explosive vegetation. It's okay. We have Path of the Enigma, the blue one, 4 and a blue. Target player draws 4 cards. Again, not horrible, 5 for 4. Path of the Ghost Hunter, which is really cool art. It's X, 1 and 1 white. You create X, 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying. That's a great card, very playable. The red one, Path of the Pyromancer, I like a lot. It's 4 colorless, 1 red. Discard all cards in your hand. Add a red for each card discarded this way, then draw that many cards +1. I think that's super, super cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Path of the Schemer, which is some cool Tezzeret art there. 4 and a black. Each player mills 2 cards, and you put a creature from the graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. It's an artifact in addition to its other types. Pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I also think Perplexing Test is new too, isn't it?
That one was not new.
It's not new. It's just a really cool card. Oh, yes, you're right. You're right. It's just new artwork. I think, at least. Well, I'm not going to look right now. We also have Rowan's Talent. It's 2 and double red Enchant Planeswalker. Enchanted Planeswalker has +1. Up to 1 target creature gets 2/0 and gains first strike trample. And whenever you activate a loyalty ability of Enchanted Planeswalker, copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. That's really good.
I like that.
I think that's infinite with the Teferi thing. I think that's the blue Planeswalker Teferi is all about chain veiling, so you can double up the untap. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I like it.
Fortunately, I don't play Planeswalkers, so I'm not 100% sure.
Not yet, but soon.
Next up, we've got Sandstep War Riders. 3 and a green for 4/4 human warrior with trample. At the beginning of combat on your turn, bolster X, where X is the number of differently named artifact tokens you control.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
That one's cool too. Okay. Is Schema Thief new?
Yep.
Schema Thief, 3 and a blue for a Vidalcan Rogue Artificer. Flying, whenever Schema Thief deals combat damage to a player, create a token that's a copy of target artifact that player controls, and it's a 3/3. I like that.
Yeah, I think that's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
We have another talent as well, Teferi's Talent, 3 double blue. Another Planeswalker enchant. Enchanted Planeswalker gets has -12. You get an emblem with you can activate loyalty ability of Planeswalkers you control on any player's turn anytime you can cast an instant, which is absolutely cracked. And whenever you draw a card, put a loyalty counter on Enchanted Planeswalker.
No.
That's so good, right?
Broken.
Yeah, the fact that you can do the Teferi Master of Time thing with all your Planeswalkers gets pretty out of control.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they reprinted Temple of Abaddon.
We've got Uncivil Unrest, 4 and a red. It's an enchantment. Non-token creatures you control have Riot, which is an ability I really like. And if a creature you control, the 1/1 would deal damage to a permanent or player, deals double damage instead. I like it.
Woof.
Yeah.
Ooh, now it's Shalai and Halar dealing damage, so that would double it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. I like that they're reprinting a lot of like the removal I use, like Utter End. I think that one's a really good reprint.
I like the Vanquisher's banner reprint as well.
Yeah,
That one was getting up there.
that is getting up there, yeah. Whenever you cast a creature
Oh.
spell of the chosen type, you draw a card. That's pretty great.
Mhm.
Do you want the
Yeah.
Vivian's talent?
Me or Slothy?
Either are.
Sure, I'll take it. We got Vivian's Talent, 1 and 2 green, Enchantment Aura, Enchant Planeswalkers. Enchanted Planeswalker has +1. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in random order. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a loyalty counter on Enchanted Planeswalker.
I like that one a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah, that'd be. I think I could abuse that a little bit.
Yeah. We've only got a few
Oh.
more left here. Slothy, you want this one?
Yeah. This next one is Vidalian Wave Knight. 2 white and a blue for a 3/3 Merfolk Knight. Whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 on each other Merfolk and or Knight you control.
I think that's really, really good, especially because we've got the white merfolk stuff.
Yeah.
It's a powerful one. We also have this Vulpine Harvester. 3/1 white for a Phyrexian Fox 3/3. Whenever one or more Phyrexians you control attack, return target artifact from your graveyard to the battlefield. If its mana value is less than or equal to their total power. So just even attacking with this, you're going to be able to bring back like command spheres and just constantly throw them away and draw.
Fear the fox given strength to match its cunning.
Yeah, right?
Wand of the World Souls next.
Yeah.
2 and a white. Wand of the World Soul enters the battlefield tapped. Tap to add 1 white. Tap it. The next spell you cast this turn has Convoke. So you can give your... Nice. I like that.
I really like that.
Yeah, I like that one.
And then Slothy, you want to end us off here with our last one?
Sure. The last one we got here is Worldfire Awakener. X 1 red white for a 3/2 human wizard with Convoke. And when Worldfire Awakener enters the battlefield, create X 1/1 red elemental creature tokens with whenever this creature becomes tapped, it deals 1 damage to target player.
That's so cool to convoke.
Oh,
Yeah, so you're able to convoke these things.
I like that.
Yeah. I think that
Yeah.
there's like a lot of really, really playable stuff in this set.
Absolutely.
Can I throw this guy on the scepter so I can cast him over and over again?
Yeah, right. It's definitely pretty cool. Really quickly before we're done, like what are your thoughts on these now that we've gone through the whole set? Like, are you excited for these cards?
Was Whirlwind a thought new?
Nope.
No.
Old
I
one.
have not seen that card.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
good
also
one.
cons.
Gonna need one of those too.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I'm excited. I'm actually really looking forward to. I got a couple boxes. I'm really digging into or looking into opening them up. I think I saw some of the foils of the Praetors and they looked great. Like I saw the foil Vorninclex.
Mhm.
And a couple other cards. Saw some people like pull the Ragavan with the special art and frame. So I'm excited for that.
I think that's like $200 or something.
Yeah, like I'm really excited to see what I can pull out.
True. Slothy, your
Yep.
thoughts?
There's a lot in this set that I really, really like. I really, really like how they themed the alt arts towards the specific plane.
Mm-hmm.
I love a lot of the new commander options. Gimbal is phenomenal, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun abusing that one.
These look so fun. Like
Yargle.
yeah, Yargle. I'll
Please call 911.
yeah, I'll end there. I think everyone knows how I feel about these. there's like 30 decks I want to build out of this set, which is nuts.
I have one question for you.
I'm running out of space.
Please tell me about battles.
No, battles are trash. About trash mechanic. Let me know if I'm wrong, but yeah, I will end there before I start another 25-minute rant about battles. So yeah, thank you guys for getting to the end of the episode. This one's a little bit of a longer one. Obviously, spoilers always go pretty long, but yeah, I really appreciate everyone who listens. If you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. It really helps a lot. If you want to go a step above and beyond, come check us out on Patreon. Lots of cool conversations go on there. Lots of deck building. We're going to be talking lots about the stuff coming up. It's a great group. A great way to support us a little bit even more. Check out our YouTube stuff. All of our content is on into99.com, so definitely stop there. And yeah, I hope everyone has a great week. Let me know how your polls go. I never pull good, so yeah. Everyone wish Brian luck from the past.
Yes.
Yeah, because by the time this is up, you should have your cards.
Yeah. Who knows?
And yeah, thank you guys, everyone, for listening. Again, I really appreciate it every week when people check the episodes out. So for everyone who gets through it all and gets to the end of the episode, I appreciate you. Thanks so much, and have a great day.
Yeah, I love you guys.
See ya.